All right. Cool. Well, welcome, Jairo, to talk about your own painting.
The collaboration.
The collaboration. To kind of run it down for the folks and friends at home, this painting's called Family Dinner. And I don't know if I told you why I picked you for this one. Did I?
Nope.
Okay, it was like from a very specific experience. About 2 years ago, I went to an art show of yours in Riverton at a framing shop. And I went with my ex-girlfriend, well, girlfriend at the time, ex-girlfriend now. And we went and like you had a ton of people there for you. But I was like, what really stood out to me was like you had a sister and a brother-in-law show up. Yeah. And obviously, like, for me, painting is huge and very like familial. There's a lot of parts to that and just, ancestry and how I explore that with painting. But for me, it really hit me there, like seeing like just an interaction between you and your family. I'm not saying it was negative or, anything in that sense, but like it was just interesting seeing like how family reacts to art. And I've thought about that in my own life and just kind of the interactions there, and obviously it led me to this rabbit hole of unraveling, my relation with art. I don't know if you've ever heard people say like, "Oh, how's that art thing going?" or like, but I feel like that does happen a lot, especially like extended family things. Like, "Oh, you still drawing, Carter? You still painting?"
It's like a common thing.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just curious. I mean, did you have any of those feelings when painting this? Like, did you relate this at all to your own family?
Yeah, it like you said, you explained it very simply put, and the only thing that I would only add to it is that it never ceases to stop. It follows you every time you're with family members. It always follows you because they see you. They only identify you as doing that. Oh, because you did this art thing and we went to it. Oh, how's that art thing going? It's a way to communicate and a way to like express like, hey, like I love you. I'm interested in what you're doing, but I don't know how to approach it just because I don't care for art. And a lot of the family members they tend to not care for art, and it's okay. It's a normal thing. It doesn't matter. And that's how they approach it, that type of awkward way. So I definitely hear what you're saying, and I relate to that 100%. 100%. It happened even then when I was, when you came to the show. My brother-in-law, he's very, very like Utah guy, and he even asked me that. He's like, "Oh, I like this art thing that you're doing." So you see what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Just now, we had some people just come into the gallery while we were setting up, and you gave a great kind of own interpretation of the piece and what it means to you. Would you mind diving into that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So, to make it short and sweet, we have the main character in the middle, which for me, when you gave it to me with all of that done, I saw him as not only as you, but I saw him as me, and obviously I'm bald, and so I was bald. But I started to realize that he was, he's surrounded, and they're at a dinner table and so on and so forth, and it started to bring up all these feelings of not only just like you said, familiar expression and emotions and so on, but a lot of self ideas, a lot of emotions about myself that I fight every day, right? I go against the things that I wouldn't say torture, but the things that just ring in my head, like, hey, like you should act this way so that your family doesn't get offended, or you should act a certain way so this person doesn't get, etc. So it's human flaws, I guess, so to speak, to try to be social and to try to not just accommodate, but just to freaking try to be normal. And a lot of these, specifically like these heads right here, I started to see that they're just fighting against each other. They're trying to find a way to not only just disrupt, but to tempt, but to remind of self-worth, and to try to tell the main character right here that he is welcome, but he's not welcome. He belongs, but he doesn't belong, and so on. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense of how I explained it.
Definitely. No, yeah, I think you definitely nailed that on the head. Is that the yeah, you did that great. And to kind of back it up even further, with this painting as a whole, it's part of a collection I've been really just losing sleep over for the last probably 6-8 months, just constantly thinking about. And the collection's called The World is Ending, Can't You See It? Mm-hmm. And super dramatic, but I feel like I'm dramatic, and life is in like a dramatic state right now, and the state of the world is super dramatic, and everything's just like falling apart, it seems. There's wars and whatever the Bible and Book of Mormon says, like rumors of wars and natural disasters, like things are just going crazy all the time. It's just super dramatic. And starting in November of last year, I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to paint no color for the next year. I just want to do black and white for, the foreseeable year. And then I kind of came to the conclusion, like, oh, you know what? A collaboration piece with artists and designers and, people of that nature would be super important to me if I did that and they were the only ones doing color on the piece. In kind of a dramatic way of like, life is pretty bleak and black and white unless, you do have social connection, and people bring the color in to your life as well as whatever else they bring in. And I mean, this piece it's kind of like contentious, but also, there's a lot of mixed emotions. It's the people who just came in, they had a whole slew of opinions. And I think they were all right, honestly. Yeah. And some big points there, and like why I picked you for this piece is really because of that initial experience. Or not initial, but because of that experience at your art show. And again, not saying I saw anything negative or anything, but I was just like, whoa, like, interesting. I mean, like, I have an ex-girlfriend who's gone to more of my art shows than my family. And there's other, circumstances of that. Like, my family lives across the country, but it's kind of an interesting experience for me to be like, whoa, forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it teaches you, like, not that it tells you that you're lonely, but it teaches you, like, where you stand. I feel like, man, my family really is far away. I feel like.
Definitely. And, yeah. And I guess this is kind of a near to me but far from me, And, just some call-outs on some of the symbolism there. Because I'll be honest, I hate the paintings where it's like, oh, it's up to your own interpretation. Nah, dude, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. Yeah. I'll tell you all the symbolism. There's 5 people. There's 3 stars. There's 4 apples. There's 4 feet. There's 6 hands. And like 1 white face. Like we're one, person without color on the painting. So the numbers were super important to me in that, and the facts that all their plates are empty, yet they're reaching for food. It seems kind of the state of the world is, like we don't have our own sustenance, but we're reaching, grabbing for more, trying to, just constantly get more rather than caring about what we have. I mean, granted, they have nothing, and there's apples. They're not reaching for the apples. And fruits are big to me too, because fruits of people's labor, what they bring about. The spilt cup is important to me. Kind of the fact, like, oh, they're like totally ignoring the necessities that they need. And I say that part probably goes a little bit further than, just familial connection, but probably onto like a more state of the world statement, I'd say.
No, and I agree. For me, it just became like not only just like the symbolism, but the thing that impacted me the most out of this is the fact that what you said is so true, is that they're reaching for something that they're not even grabbing, they're not even obtaining the food. And it's like you're gasping for air. For me, that was like such a key like process. That's why when you told me like how like you wanted like the faces to be, and you're like, oh man, like maybe this would look cool, and I was like, oh, you're right. Like it started to like roll in my head. I was like, they need to look as primitive as possible, so that like the force like gets in your face when you realize like it doesn't matter how powerful you are, the fact that you're reaching for air and gasping for it, like that type of anxiety, like you said, like it's that's what makes you like realize like, man, I really am human. I really am human.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think another reason why I chose you for this piece specifically was kind of the juxtaposition between our styles, and just how I feel like super similar. Granted, we've known each other for probably 2-3 years.
Oh, it's actually longer.
I guess, is it?
Yeah.
It is. You're right. You're right. It's probably 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And I think at that point our styles were super similar.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of been a drift. I guess as we kind of go down our own stylistic paths and journeys.
Which it happens to every good artist, so do not worry.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, kind of the juxtaposition between the two styles, I think, makes it work. And, I mean, I've never seen a collaboration painting before, I think. I don't think that's really... Maybe there's a reason. Maybe this painting sucks to everyone else, but, like, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think it accomplishes kind of that purpose behind it.
And even with the people that just left, like to me, like it was really interesting because when they came out, they were like, the guy said, "You guys are really wonderful people," because we explained the painting and what it meant to us. That type of response to me, like wow, like you don't even know us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but the sole fact that like we're like the message of it, and like how what you try to like achieve with your work, when I try to achieve with my work, like the juxtaposition, like you said, like it just makes it seem like we're literally just trying to walk this human crazy world. You know what I mean? Like the title is the world is ending, and we're just trying to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I think I've definitely been looking at this collection as kind of like an album.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at albums 20, 30 years ago, not a whole lot of collaborations or features. It was pretty taboo of a thing. Now it's every freaking album that comes out is a collab, featuring this person. And I love it. I eat it up. I think it's awesome. And I think implementing that in my work has been important, because I wouldn't be where I'm at without your influence and without the things that you've introduced me to. You've definitely helped me out a lot. So it was important to get you on this as well.